Welcome back to the Veiled Cottage Witch. I have a very special guest with me here today. Marina.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so glad we're here on camera. We hang out all the time, but we never get to this part. But we talk about it. We've teased about it.
And wanted to do it for a long time. Utilizing the cottage, right?
Yes. Yes. It's a wonderful space. Call me. I'll get you in here same day. So what would you like to tell my audience, you know, the 5 people that follow me, about
six, come on.
6. All right. You're right. I totally forgot the 6th one. But hopefully we're going to get more and more viewers and everything. And so I brought in some personality here. So Marina, tell us about yourself.
My name's Marina Glenn, and I'm friends with this one. So of course we're both amazing and phenomenal. She's so intuitive, so I love her so much.
Aww.
You really are wonderful, you know that?
Oh, don't make me cry. I put mascara on.
Oh, yeah, we got her all dolled up and everything.
Just a little. Just a little dolled up.
I'm an herbal artist. I like to work with herbs in my practice. I also like to use them for medicinal reasons. Because I always thought that there was going to be like an apocalypse, you know? And I'm not a little tiny girl, so I like to eat. And people won't keep you alive unless you have a use. And so I'm an herbalist, know how to keep you alive, right?
I love that.
So now, that was my thinking, and they'll feed me. That's my thinking. And I also use it in my food, so you know my food's gonna be great.
Someone would throw me right at the zombie. He's like, "Here, a little snack."
Look, yeah, she's tiny. Get her out of here.
So you use herbalism in your magic and medicinally.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about the artist part.
I'm definitely a big time artist. I love to paint, draw, sketch. I use mixed media. What else do I do? Oh yes, I make books. I do that.
Look at this. It's so beautiful and such a lovely focal point for meditation.
Mm-hmm.
You probably meditated while you made.
I meditate every time I look at them. They're very soothing, I think, personally. And they're great to use in meditation. So, yep. I also am designing something for the cottage.
I am so excited. We're going to have a mural, and the community is going to come and help paint. And I'm excited. I know we're going to put some secret sigils, something.
I have some sigils, yes.
On there, and we're going to use color magic and your skill.
It's going to be a paint party to remember.
You know, you said something about my intuition. But don't you think you have to be really intuitive to create art?
Well, you have to be open to it. That's part of being intuitive, is you have to be open to the ideas coming to you.
Yeah, because if you're not open, then otherwise, I feel like I'm so practical that I would just stare at a piece of paper and be like, I have no place to start. And maybe my confidence wasn't built up when I was young, and so...
Well, I think they kind of knock it out of you, too, as you get older, you know?
Always.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a tree. Well, it is a tree. So...
and that tree can't have purple leaves.
Yes, it can.
Hello? Maple trees
don't have purple leaves.
Maple trees
Their
in the
undersides
autumn?
are purple. Totally. So...
But yeah, open mind.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get those ideas, then you can get the energy, which gives you the intuitive part. Those things where you're like, and I've been intuitive since I was little. Like, I've always known we never get in trouble. Like,
because you know better.
Because I know when we are going to get caught. So
where were you when I was young? Because let me tell you, I could use your friendship back then.
Well, my mom always thought all my friends were bad influences because, here they were getting caught doing things wrong. But it was actually me who was like, let's go do this. Let's go do that. And I'm like, ooh, let's not do that because I don't think that's right. And we would not get caught.
So you had that discernment.
Mm-hmm. I did the party just before the cops come. Yep. That would be
nice. You would be like the best friend. Like, awesome.
Everybody be like, why is Marina living? Oh, we better go.
Yeah, I'm following her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following her. Excuse me. You care do we go into questions?
Absolutely.
All right. So first question, how would you describe your current spirituality? You kind of hit on that, but let's go deeper.
I've been practicing as a solo practitioner for 35 years. So it's been a while. I've always been, into alternative things, like in the Western society, and anything that was outside the norm. That's
I love that. It's like anywhere that's not inside of
this box. Yeah, no the box. What's out here? That's what I want to know. What's going on? And I'm a heavy reader.
Yes.
An avid reader. I read all the time. I love to read, and so I was just fierce when I was a kid and a teenager. I just read all the time, like 2 or 3 books, sometimes a week. Sometimes I read books in a day.
Yeah, I remember.
In the summer.
I remember.
And especially if they were really good. Couldn't put them down.
This big, 2-3 days, done, ready for the next one.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Absolutely.
Taking my books back to the library early so I could get more.
Instead of I read a lot of folklore.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm a history buff on top of that. So I read a lot of history. And in history has so much witchcraft in it. It's not even funny. I mean, the little folklores and things. And yes. So I very much was interested in the witchcraft once I started reading the folklore and got into that. So that made me start thinking, well, what kind of spells can I do? And I'm like, well, we already do spells. Wish is a spell when you wish on your birthday.
Yes.
So things like that, I'm like, So that's what I started with just small little spells, And now it's grown into something I would have to say. Now I'm getting more evolved as I get older. You practice and you do your spells and you get your altar together and now I'm moving more towards, which goddess I want to practice with. Which gods I want to practice with, who I want to learn more about. And funny enough, a lot of them are in history books. Who knew?
Who knew?
So, and that makes me want to learn more about them too. So,
absolutely.
So that's where I'm at right now. I'm learning more about my goddess.
I love that. I have been on a deity work kick for about 3 years now. And I finally feel like my sphere of influence is complete. And I'm not looking anymore. I feel complete. I work with...
Like your practices.
And
now you just get to practice.
Now I get to work more with that.
It's like with art. You find your medium. And then you just flourish in that medium and practice your medium.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how has your spirituality or your magical practice, how has it changed your life?
Well, in so many ways, it's made me a better person. I feel like it's made me a better person. I'm more accepting to other people, cultures, and ideas. I'm more understanding of why, other people's point of view and perspective. I just try to be open to, new ideas, and people want basically the same thing. We all want to live in a nice place, in these clean, nice, fun place to live, warm.
Getting your needs met.
once you get those, we want more, right?
Absolutely.
And then so everybody just wants their basic needs met. And so however you choose to do that, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, I'm good with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about how you got into the spirituality, but what did it look like before?
Before I was
before spirituality.
Like I said, I started with spells, and I did like spells where you burn incense, and you would do more ceremonial magic. So, but then it evolved into candle magic, because that is like something that you can do very quickly, as opposed to do a whole ceremony where it takes an hour or so.
Now, did you have a religion, a mainstream religion that you belonged to ever, or did you?
Yeah, well, my mom was a Catholic.
I smelled it on you. I smelled the guilt. Yeah. I smell it.
I freely shake it off. I do not feel guilty in any way about that, or about practicing or thinking in a way that's not coherent or conclusive with whatever Catholic beliefs have. I was kicked out of catechism.
Yeah, but you were doing the right things. You were lighting incense. You were lighting candles.
I was doing like little rituals and ceremonies. Yeah, and talking to my God. You know, hey God, can you help me here? But
I don't see the difference.
I was asking questions about the Bible because I read the Bible from front to back before I actually went to catechism. So I had questions like, where's Lilith?
Whatever happened to that lady?
And if Adam and Eve are the beginning of everything, then what happened when Cain and Abel left the garden, and where did they go and find those other people? I don't understand. So yeah,
there's a lot of plot holes in that book.
And not to mention in the Catholic religion, they say you have to go to the priest and confess, but in the Bible it actually says you can confess directly to God.
Yeah,
and be absolved.
Why do we have to have a middleman, right? Oh, yeah. There's that.
So
we're gonna piss some people off with this video. I'm all about it. I've already pissed people off. It is fine. I am not gonna stop.
And that's just what I believe, and it's my right to believe that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there was you got kicked out of catechism school, and you just brushed it off and said, okay, I'm fine. Did you have any backlash from your family or anything?
No, I think at this point my mom was thinking that, maybe she's right.
Gotta love that.
She started looking at the Bible and thinking, this is inspired by the Holy Spirit. So who's to say? A bunch of men tell you that that's inspired by the Holy Spirit? Suddenly no women were inspired? So she started thinking that too. So kind of funny.
Yeah.
She's like, no. So she stopped going to church. So she was okay with me not going anymore.
Nice.
And she's concerned that I might burn in hell, but since I don't believe in hell, we're good.
If there is a hell and a heaven, I would say that if I were to go to heaven, I would be so bored. I know how bored I would be. All through my life, I go for the bad boys or the bad girls, and I have this chase the wrong thing, And so I feel like heaven would I'm bored.
It wouldn't be like a vacation.
No.
It'd be boring.
You have to work.
Since there is no concept of hell until Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything in the Bible about hell.
Yep.
At no point in the Bible does it discuss hell. So,
wow.
I think we're safe.
I think we're good. I think it's judgment is the real evil in this world. And if you judge, then
sometimes you get judged yourself.
If you and if they believe in hell, who's to say that they don't go to hell? Your hell, you burn in it, kind of thing. I'm okay with that. Oh, we are salty today.
Woo. It's Friday.
It is Friday. What is your go-to medium for spell work? Like, what is Your go-to never fail
Incense.
incense. I love that.
Incense.
Say more things.
I love. You can use it for anything and everything. What do you want? What do you want to do? What spell do you want to do? Just make an incense. Burn your incense to, implement your intention. Go to town. Sometimes you want to say a little chant, maybe that'll help kind of bring about that. But as long as you're in that right frame of mind,
yes,
and you set that intention,
yes,
you burn that incense. It works for me every single time.
It goes to the universe. Like the smoke, literally, you can see. I like magic. You can see. Candle magic
and
is my
smell. Because it gives you that. As soon as you start burning it, you can feel like the magic working.
Well, it changes the consciousness of the room you're in, and it helps get you in that alpha state of mind, that trance-like state that you need to get to
in order to create magic.
Yes. Well, I think that the next question that I have is probably answered by this previous question, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it. The easiest way for you to raise energy?
The easiest, go into meditation.
Meditation. I have to agree with you 100%.
When I was, maybe 16, 17, I read a book called Silva's Mind Control Method. And it's... I know what book you're talking about. Okay, a low key, I kind of thought I could control people's minds, but no, that wasn't it. But it kind of is, because meditation really, it opens you up enough to where you can kind of read people's minds. And as you get better at, body language and noticing those little twerks and ticks that people have, and noticing their energy.
It's funny you say that, because I can tell when somebody's chakras are blocked just by the gestures that they make. This person... this is a liar. Well, not just a liar, but they're not in touch with their heart. They've got... This is the heart chakra, so it's like closed off. This a lot. That's a sacral sexuality power. That's what that is. I want to know what's going on. It's very, very creative, because, mothers are very creative, and you always see moms with their hands on their hips. Yep, that would probably be it. Or people who do this a lot have throat chakra blocks, or they cover their mouth. And that's another thing, because I've done a lot of police studies, like your wife. I like to watch it's true crime. The people who touch their face a lot usually lie. Yes. This is, the demon of the throat chakra is lies. So that makes perfect sense. That makes people who have tension headaches do this to cover their third eye. Oh yeah. We could have lots of conversations about that. We could go on and on. And we can. And there's no, time limit. Sometimes my videos are 10 minutes. Sometimes they're an hour and 15. Who cares? I'm my own person. We can always use that as another video, Yeah, absolutely. All right. When did you do your first spell, and how did it turn out? Do you remember? I do. I was 13. 13. 13 is a magic number for witches. We all know this, right? Yeah. So, I did a little love spell. Oh, boy. And it didn't turn out well. Never does. No. Don't do it. Because, not in that frame of mind, I'll tell you that right now. Because I was just wanting to control the person, and that's never a good thing. Guess what? Yeah, he liked my BFF. So that's what happened. And that's what I got. And that's what I get for trying to control it. Yeah. You tend to step in it the more that you start to break those barriers of one's true will. Like if you're messing with another person's true will, it's probably not a great idea, because I'm in the school of thought that I wouldn't do to someone what I wouldn't want done to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought about it. But no, I was a late bloomer. I didn't discover all the cool stuff until much later. Like, I didn't do any drugs in high school. I waited till I was in my 20s. And I also didn't experiment with witchcraft until much older.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of missed out. Mm. But I was a mess emotionally in my teenage years. So who knows if I would have been any good at it.
Too.
Might have helped.
I was too. And I think that's that was part of the reason why I thought that would be a good idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I can't get him normally, I'm gonna use witchcraft.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That bit me in the butt. So, and I'm gonna say, I haven't done a love spell until probably in the last 5 years, because I was so stunned by what happened that
you were burned.
So I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that.
I am one of those rare witches who can actually say I've been practicing for 28 years. Never did a love spell. Never, not once. I did a passion spell to increase passion, but I've never done a love spell. I never have. So when people come to me and ask me for one, I'm like, I'm going to send them your way. I don't mess with that. Because I get to the point where I question, well, if I do a love spell and then I get that person, then do they really feel that way about me?
Or
did I make that,
did I create that feeling?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you want to know for sure.
No judgment to people who do love spells.
No judgment either. It's not for everyone. And like I said, it's been a while since I've done one, so I'm not against it either. It happens.
Right.
Sometimes but now the last one that I did is to draw the right person.
That's what I love about that. It's like, yes, start writing your list.
And then I started getting myself ready, because you have to get yourself ready spiritually for anything.
Yes. Yes.
But I've been trying to get myself ready for, a long time. Trying to clear everything up.
A minute.
And I'm getting better.
You are. You too. Yes, you are.
Like I said, it's made me a better person.
I mean, even just in the few years that I've known you, I mean, not that you were ever a total mess, but I think there's a bit of acceptance that I've found about you, and even if you didn't want to accept, you learned that lesson pretty quickly, I feel.
Yeah.
Without going into too many personal details.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Any hard lessons you had to learn in your craft? Mistakes that you learned from?
Definitely the love spell. Let's see, another one. In an attempt to I had a time when I would meditate on everything, and ask for what I wanted in that meditation. So my friends were going to this church at the time, and it was a holy roly church. It was a pretty cool church, actually. I went with them a couple times because it's fun.
Right, they have the full band, and
and they raise energy, and I mean when I say holy rollers, are the ones that and the spirit is in you, and they roll around, and it was really great, and you could really feel some high energy in there, and it was really fun. So they were talking about, if you would like a miracle fast, then fast. So I'm thinking, in my meditation, right, I'm like, maybe I should try this. So I fasted for 3 days and did meditation on what I felt was the perfect man. It did not end up well.
Dang.
I wanted to get married. So yeah, I wanted somebody that was who was religious. I didn't ask for the right religion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted a man who would accept me for who I was. He did, because I was American. And yeah. And then I asked for a man who would be you put his family first. I forgot to say our family. Yes.
Oops.
So this tells you what you have to make sure you are setting your intentions and you are being exact.
I totally agree.
I got exactly what.
Me in the ass,
and just so you guys know, I asked for a guy with a really nice butt, and his butt was incredible.
At least you got that. I mean, appreciate it while it lasted.
I did every night.
Oh, I love that. All right, let's get a little controversial. What do you think about baneful/defensive magic?
I think defensive magic is necessary no matter what, because there's always going to be people that are out for you.
True that.
And sometimes being polite and doing the mundane things first don't work. So yeah, I have no problem being like, this is where the boundary is, and you are not going to step beyond it. I will make sure you do not step beyond it.
Nice. I like that philosophy, because back in the time before Gerald Gardner brought this Wicca to us,
which we thank you, because at least you brought it to the attention of everybody. Thank you.
Yep. But before that, people did what they had to do to defend their family, defend their food, defend their livestock, defend their bodies against sexual assault. And more power to them. I mean, they didn't think about the rule of 3. They didn't think about, I can't do that because then bad things. No.
That's a rule made up by
Mr.
Gardner.
It's from a fictional novel, just so you know. Maybe one of my videos I'll talk about it a little in depth, but I feel like I'll get really heated and pissed off, and I don't want to offend people all the time. Well, sometimes.
And I think for the most part, what he's saying is what you put out into the universe is what you're going to get back. And I agree with that. What you put out into the universe is what you're going to get back. But I'm not putting out there that I want to hurt this person.
Right.
What I'm putting out there is that you are not going to hurt me anymore.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's a difference from being vindictive to being defensive. Absolutely.
It's just like when you spank a child, there's a difference between discipline and beating.
Absolutely. That is why parents need a timeout before they discipline, because for the safety of the child. I mean, I've been beaten by parents and they were very mad, and it was traumatizing.
It's scary.
Me. It was very traumatizing, and so I feel like the child, needs a timeout, but the parents need a timeout too.
Come back and visit it when you're
calm down. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's all goes back to intention.
Exactly.
You're not intending to hurt the child. You need to discipline this child.
Yeah, and teach them.
But in that rage, in that moment, you can't do that.
Nope.
Take a step back.
Nope.
It's going to be fine.
Yep.
They will still understand when you have to discipline.
You can look it up. It's called emotional dysregulation. Look it up. Emotional dysregulation is when we are so mad we're seeing red, we cannot keep having that same discussion. It will lead to an argument. It will lead to more anger, resentful words, blah, blah, blah. Go
possibly physical
somewhere,
abuse.
Take a shower, take a walk, take a smoke break, do what you got to do to calm down so you can have the discussion, right? That was a total tangent there, but we were talking about parental discipline, and that just popped into my head.
And there we went.
And now we're back. All right, books. Let's talk about books. So excited. Book or books, or series of books, if you will, that have influenced your craft. Now, I'm not talking about books that you have on your shelf that you reference. I'm talking about books that changed your entire perspective and mindset.
Well, I already said one, and that's Silva's mind control method.
I'm going to have to buy my own copy.
Changed the way I just looked at everything. I couldn't believe how easy it was. It's just like the show The Mentalist. It's just how easy it is to find out when people are lying to you. How easy it is to get into an alternate state quickly. How easy it is to use that energy to put out into the universe, set your intentions. How it can change your life.
That's so much power.
It does.
That's
it really
so
does.
much power.
Meditation is like the end all. You can heal yourself. You can,
That's what I use meditation for the most. I work with a healing deity, so most of my meditations are healing. I'm trying to fix a habit or fix a mindset. Or if I wake up anxious, I try to calm my nervous system. And it's just something that we can do as a response to actually work on that problem, instead of telling everybody you're in a shitty mood. Freaking change the shitty mood.
Yep.
Like, you have the power within your mind to change your mind.
Mind over matter.
Exactly. Exactly.
We only use 15% of our brain. That means 85% is there for what? It has to be there for another reason. And the only way to tap into that is through meditation.
I totally agree. I completely agree. And I've changed a lot of people's minds on meditation, because it's not always, it can be, but it's not always sitting in lotus position and it's not always that. Sometimes I meditate in the car. I don't close my eyes when I'm driving.
Creating art.
Yes, in artwork, in
meditation.
Doing chores.
In walking.
Anything.
When you're having a walk and you're just in that moment. And it's a lot of mindful meditation, where you just take a moment to be in the moment.
Absolutely.
Mindful of what you're doing and what's happening around you.
I like to go on hiking trails and act like I've never seen a forest before. And everything is just, kind of like you're tripping on acid. Like, everything is just like, ooh.
Look at the birds.
Yeah. But being in that awareness, being in that awareness state, I can see the signs and I can read nature and I can kind of be one with it, because I'm seeing the beauty in everything.
Sunday I went on a hike.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I went with some girls that I work with, some ladies that I work with, and I was pointing out things on the trail, that I was noticing, and like I see a lizard from like a foot, like from like 3 feet away, in the bark of the tree. They're like, wow, how did you see that? And it's because I was in my meditation in that mindful moment. Just being in the woods sometimes is just it's meditation enough.
It's so purifying.
It's true.
So purifying.
Well, and then
sorry.
Scott Cunningham's Wiccan for the Solitary Practitioner.
I agree. It made witchcraft palatable.
And it made it okay. It made it that it was acceptable, that you didn't have to be afraid, that you weren't actually, Wiccans and witches weren't burning children. We all knew that, but I guess I just needed that to tell me, it's okay.
It was a permission slip.
Yes, it was.
and a teaser. And I got to be like, I'm going to read more about this because those chapters are small and they're just to give you a taste, just a little taste. See how it feels on the palate. And then,
Scott Cunningham, you evil tempter.
And now we have almost all his books. I think I have all but a couple.
I have all his books. I just got the recent one too. Just read the recent one today.
Now I have to borrow from your library. We'll just pass back and forth.
Right?
I love that. I love that. What divination methods do you use the most, if any?
Definitely pendulum.
I love
one because I like it because it's super fast. Yes, no. Yes, no. Tell me so. Okay.
It's easy. No nonsense.
And one of my spirit guides, she's just really quick on the money too. She's just like, here it is. Here's what you want to know.
Nice.
And then of course tarot.
Love tarot.
Whenever I'm
tarot.
Whenever I need to more in depth, or when I need to understand better. That's what I like to do, because sometimes you just need a yes no, and that's good enough. But sometimes you need to what do I need to fix to get what I want next?
Right.
Because obviously maybe there's something blocking you, so what do I need to do? And that's where I go to the tarot.
Pendulum can't really tell you that.
No. It can tell you, should I use the tarot? Yes, dumbass.
Do you ever combine? Do you ever have a tarot spread and then use your pendulum? I love doing that. I'll sit right on the card. Okay, is this about me or somebody else?
Because intuition, you can never be 100%.
No, and we always like second opinions and third opinions.
Nothing wrong with a little oracle.
Yes.
Thrown in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Throw some ogham now that you have your own set.
Yeah.
We made oghams for a workshop. Okay, so going off of tarot and pendulum. Okay, for tarot, your favorite deck and or favorite card?
Favorite card.
Okay.
I really like, I like them all. I really like the major arcana, but I have to say that I'm going to have to go with the Hermit.
I love the Hermit.
I love the Hermit too, mostly because I love the Led Zeppelin album with the Hermit on it. But yeah. And
then I have a little hermit lantern right there.
Yeah, I love the little lantern. He looks so old school and he's so wise. Yes. And that's kind of what made me want to be more introspective,
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
In my practice too.
I love that. Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
I spent a lot of time with the Hermit.
So now for pendulum, do you like metal, wood, or gemstone?
Gemstone.
All the way?
Gemstone
all the way?
I don't even have any that are not.
My grandpa has that grumpy guy over there. No offense, Grandpa. He has a wooden one because he used to work with wood. So I thought that was appropriate. But everyone else, all the other deities and energies and spirits that I work with all have their favorite colors, or just some for Archangel Michael, I have Angelite pendulum.
Makes sense.
To work with Iris of the Rainbows, I have a rainbow moonstone. I'm kind of ridiculous when it comes to stuff like that. It is kind of ridiculous.
But the correspondence helps.
It does.
With the energy.
It does.
It really does.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was a fun question. All right. Okay. Getting controversial again. Pet peeves within the spiritual community. Any pet peeves at all?
Oh, pet peeves. No, not really.
You are a better person than me.
I just don't like it when other people try to force their ideas on me. That would be my biggest pet peeve. Don't try to tell me what to think. All right? I'm not going to try to tell you what to think. I'm not going to try to tell you what to believe. You're not right. I'm not wrong.
we're all right, but we're all wrong at the same time. You don't really know.
We're on a different path. So maybe what you've learned, I haven't learned yet. Or maybe what I've learned, you're not there yet. So, so yeah, we're all on different paths. Nobody knows something better than anybody else. We all have something to learn from each other. We all have something to teach each other.
Absolutely. And, I always go by the mantra of know better, do better. So, like, I would use indigenous cultures, plants for a while. But once I learned that was cultural appropriation, now I no longer do that. So I know better now, so I do better now. And I think if people would take that knowledge and apply it, we would all be wise elders. We'd all be the hermit.
We'd all be better. We
would be better. Yes, because I truly think that at the core of witchcraft or the core of occultism is working on yourself and improving yourself.
That's why I think I'm a better person, because it is about working on yourself.
Absolutely.
Understanding. Absolutely. Yeah.
Scott Cunningham, that was the number one in Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner, 13 Goals of the Witch. Number 1, know thyself. Are you impressed that I knew that?
And she pulled it out. Like, quote. Yeah.
Straight quote. Number 1. Now, don't ask me to name all of them, but I know the number 1 is know thyself. Yes. And more than likely, you got shadows that you don't always shine a light on. We got to bring that up.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid of it. They're just shadows.
And then you'll feel better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think I've ever done shadow work because I do balance it with self-care and self-love. Like I take care of myself and I baby myself while I'm working on shadow work, because that's balance, baby. Balance. But I think when people go too hard on shadow work and they don't show themselves some love, it ends very badly.
Psychology says that for every negative thing, it takes 3 positive things to overcome it.
Yeah. So you got to keep taking care of you and forgive yourself for having those shadows in the first place, right? There has been such this huge rise and everybody's got to do shadow work, and that means working with dark deities. No. That is not what shadow work is about. Shadow work is about your internal shadows.
Learning what they are, bringing them to the surface, working on them. If you don't want to be selfish anymore, you can work on that.
Yes, I know, but some people, that's just the way I am.
No, it's not.
It doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't.
We got off on a little saucy tangent, didn't we?
Yep.
I love it. It's entertaining, if not.
Well, I used to be told I used to be very negative as a teenager, and basically up until my early 20s, right? I was just a negative person, and I was just unhappy and miserable. And that's when I started to be more positive. I had better friends. I had a better life. I had a better job. I was happier all the way around.
You read The Power of Positive Thinking as well? I think anybody who's in New Age spirituality or just alternative spirituality has at one time read that book or a very similar book. Really?
I haven't read that.
I went through a New Age phase.
It was because my sister would always tell me, mind over matter. You're so smart, you can find a way to fix it. And I was like, and I thought to myself, you know what? I am a smart bitch. I know that if I can be, because I saw how I remember my friend. I had a friend when we were teens, and she always was very peppy, very positive and very upbeat, and boys were drawn to her all the time. People in general drawn to her all the time. She always had everything she needed all the time. She wanted pot. It suddenly appeared for her because that's what she wanted, and just everybody was like, okay, here, you want some? I'll give you some. So
Yeah.
I thought about that, and I thought about what did she do different that I did, and that's when I started to change and be more positive.
I love that.
And then in my practice got better also.
Yeah. You're like, there's something to this. I love that. But yeah, I went off on a whole new age tangent for a couple of years, and I was very love and light only, and positive vibes, and I was just kind of a modern hippie for a long time. But I found that there was fault in that, and it wasn't realistic to me anymore. It wasn't helping me. It felt like toxic positivity. And so I swore off spirituality altogether for a while. But I always kept a tarot deck around. Never got rid of that. I knew I'd be back, but I was really depressed at that point in my life. But I'm so much of a better person. And I like to think that it's because of witchcraft I got back into it and be like, okay, I don't want to be depressed anymore. What can I do? And I would go to YouTube and search guided meditation for depression. I did them all. I read all of, spell work books and magical theory and everything. And like you, I can figure this out. I can put this together. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, the information is out there.
It is. It is.
And if you're looking for it, it'll find you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So before we do questions for newcomers, because that's going to be my last question.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to throw out some rapid fire questions just real quick. Off the top of your head. There's only 3, however, they are multifaceted. I'm so mischievous. All right, we ready?
I'm ready.
Describe your practice in 5 words.
Spiritual, intuitive, herbaceous.
Ooh, nice.
That's off the top of my head. Positive and fun.
Nice. You did well. Did well. Do you work with fairies, dryads, angels, nature spirits, or ancestors?
I am learning more about working with my ancestors, and because my goddess keeps telling me that I need she only does this so many times before she'll do this, so I need to get on that. I have a very rich, deep ancestry too, so it's gonna.
Oh, I have some books that you can check out. When it comes to
that. I'm thinking she's telling me go to my South American roots, which is Incan and Mayan.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be learning more about that.
I have a book for you to check out before you leave. All right.
I already have one.
What about like fairies, angels, dryads, spirits?
No angels. I haven't, but I do have my spirit guide, which is. Yeah, Ophelia, she's around all the time. And my goddess is around me all the time.
Right.
Like my goddess I feel all the time.
I love it.
I know. It's Celine. Her name is Celine. She just told me you need to talk about me a little bit. So, yeah. I
was there when you found her. I was there.
She's always been with me, but she's always talked through my spirit guide. And but now she's very much present and she wants to be heard. So
I made this Celine anointing oil just for her.
And I'm wearing it today.
Ooh!
You can't smell it, but it's.
I'm going to do a video showing how to work with all my products too. I think
that's a really great idea. That is a really great idea.
Thank you. All right, last rapid fire. How did you find your power?
I found my power. Let's see. I'm not sure because it's grown, and so I find more of it as I grow. So I first found my power when I was like 15, and I read that Silva's mind control method. That's when I first tapped into the power.
Knowledge.
And then I tapped into more power after I met my husband.
Wow. Okay.
And I think it was because he was from a different religion. Yeah.
Okay.
So I really, so it made me want to tap into more of my religion. And then I would have to say, most recently, within the last 5 years, I've really tapped into a lot of power. Like, it's been thrust upon me.
Nice.
So, and I think that's mostly because I've been more open than before, and I fixed so many things that were wrong with me, as far as being impatient.
Oh yeah.
Even though my mom would say I'm so impatient, everyone else would say that as far as they're concerned, I'm very patient.
I love how you would come for a tarot reading and you say, Joey, if you tell me to be patient one more time.
Because I have been for many years. So yeah, and
that word better not come out your mouth.
And with the kiddos, with children, with elderly, I'm very patient. With people that not quite there, I'm patient. Yeah, waiting for what I want.
You're like Veruca Salt from
I want it and I want it now.
From Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, my second
That's
favorite.
I want to be spoiled, damn it.
Right?
Right?
Don't we all?
I would like to be spoiled. Not forever, maybe for a year or two. Okay.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Get a taste of it.
Yeah, and I think once I fixed all those things that were blocking and the energy and my power, that's when I really came into my own.
I love that. All right, our last question. We're finally here. Advice for newcomers to coming into the craft.
Meditate. And then read. Reading
is not TikTok, though.
Reading is not TikTok. Reading is a book. You can read it on the Kindle. I don't care.
She's like, I'll allow it.
That is all right as long as you're getting the information. If you listen to an audio book, that is acceptable also. However, it needs to be a book, not a 5-minute snippet, not a magazine article. It needs to be books because
research.
Yes, you have to find out what you like. If you like candles, go find a book about candles. Doesn't have to be even a witchcraft book. Maybe it's just about how to make candles. So yeah, that's what I would say. Start with meditation though, because meditation is where you're going to find your path.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's the way to tap into your power, and it's a way to set your intentions. It's a way to raise energy. Yeah, meditate.
I love that. Yes, 100% agree. So let us know in the comments what you think about this interview. Let us know some questions that maybe we could answer next time we do this, because we'll be back. And any ideas for future videos is always welcome. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Stay blessed and stay magical. Thanks.